Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, a game deals video. Haven't done this in quite a while, and this is a little bit different because I decided to cover a sale that not a lot of people are talking about, and that is the Made in Sweden sale that's kind of low-key running on Steam right now, but there are some great deals as a part of that sale, and I wanted to take a look at, in what my opinion are the top 5 deals as a part of that sale. So without further ado, let's get right into this. First up, we've got Battlefield Bad Company 2, 75% off for $4.99. Alternatively, you can get the BFBC2 bundle. That is 82% off for $7.46. That includes Bad Company 2, Bad Company 2 Vietnam, and a Bad Company 2 kit upgrade. Battlefield Bad Company 2, in my opinion, is one of the best multiplayer first-person shooters of all time. This is such a great game. The destructibility, the visuals, even the single-player campaign in Bad Company 2 I thought was pretty good, but the multiplayer is what really keeps you coming back, and this is a game that still has a somewhat healthy community to it. Like, if you go online, you will find people playing this game, and it's a wonderful first-person shooter that at this point is rather easy to run. And as you guys might know, I've been wanting a Bad Company 3 for so long. I was really expecting that this year we finally would have gotten that announcement, but alas, we're getting Battlefield 5 instead. So to drink my tears away, I'll be playing some Bad Company 2 instead, and for $4.99, you could be doing so as well. A great first-person shooter, and I would highly recommend it. Next up, Far Cry has been in the news lately. The release of Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 3 Classic Edition is coming out on consoles, but Far Cry 3 has been available on PC for a long time, so why not check it out at a discount, as it's available 66% off for just $6.79. Kinda surprised that Far Cry 3 still hasn't hit that $4.99 threshold, but it's not really too big of a deal since it's $6.79. Still a really good deal, and if you're just trying to get an entry point into the Far Cry franchise, this is the game that I would recommend. As you guys probably know, Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 5 really just built upon the successes of Far Cry 3, and I think many would say that Far Cry 3 is actually the better game because of the amazing antagonist, and the game itself is really good as well. At the time of its release, this was actually one of the games that many PC testers would test out in terms of, visuals and testing out graphics cards and bringing them to its knees. At this point, it's rather easy to run if you have a newer GPU, but still, I feel like it's a very visually pleasing game, even though it's coming up on 6 years old. Far Cry 3 is still very much a worthwhile experience, and if you've never checked it out, $6.79 is a great deal. Alternatively, there is the Far Cry 3 Deluxe Edition, which is also 66% off for $10.19. Next up, we have a first-person shooter, and that is Insurgency, 75% off for $2.49. Now, the interesting thing about this is if you guys follow my videos, you might know that Insurgency has actually been cheaper on Steam sales. Looks like they've smartened up though, and now they're just offering the game at 75% off. They used to offer the game at 85% off during a sale for $1.49, and everybody was just talking about how insane of a deal that was. Well, now it's bumped up by $1 to $2.49, but I would still say that this is a very good deal for a very realistic first-person shooter. First-person shooter that has a little bit of a learning curve attached to it. And of course, Insurgency Sandstorm is on the way, and it's coming in September 2018. That'll be released at $29.99, so if you want a cheap option right now that gives you an idea of what to expect in that game, I would definitely give Insurgency a look. A pretty easy game to run as well. This is a game that I actually bought at full price, and I had a good time with it, so now at $2.49, even though it's $1 more expensive than it was in the past, I would still say it's very much worth it. Next up, number 2, the most expensive game that I have on this list, SteamWorld Dig 2 is 33% off for $13.39. Guys, this game is so awesome. If you're into Metroidvania platformers, action-adventure games, then this is gonna be a great game to pick up. It has an awesome art style, and visually, while it's not a juggernaut like a Crysis or even a Far Cry, this game's art style is so great, and I find the visuals as captivating as the aforementioned games, and best of all, it is pretty easy to run. Now, of course, this is SteamWorld Dig 2. There was a SteamWorld Dig. That game didn't have a lot of content. It's not like SteamWorld Dig 2 has a ton of content either, but in my opinion, SteamWorld Dig 2 is a far better game, has a little bit more replay value, and even though it is on the pricier side at $13.39, it is a rather recent release. It came out back in September of 2017, and it hasn't been getting discounted much, so $13.39 is as good of a price that I've seen. And finally, Just Cause 2 is 80% off for $2.99. What a great deal on Just Cause 2, and yes, Just Cause 3 has been released, but that game was a mess, but it's still sold on sale for like $7.49, and in my opinion, if you just want a good Just Cause game, if you just want an open world game where you can have a lot of fun and not take it all too seriously, well then Just Cause 2 is an excellent option at just $2.99. Very cheap. And again, at this point, this game isn't all too hard to run, but you are going to get a similar level of enjoyment. Don't expect a super engrossing story or a super engrossing cast of characters, but this is a game that I always find myself being able to download and hop back into and just have some fun for an hour or two. I've always said the word that I would associate Just Cause 2 with is fun, because the game is just a blast to play. No pun intended, because you do blow a lot of stuff up. That is going to conclude this video, guys. Make sure you take a look at the Made in Sweden sale. Some great deals here. I know there are a couple of other great game sales running right now. GOG has got a great summer sale. Of course, the Steam summer sale is coming up. Try to clear out your backlog a little bit before all the sales hit you at the same time and you start picking up a bunch of games. But yeah, you're going to be finding some great deals. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can put that in the comments as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.